Hi, I'm LunaLunestia, and here I'll be talking about how to design your characters. And when you want to start designing your character, you might want to create some adjectives, maybe a couple of color schemes here and there. I know personally when I create my characters, sometimes I'll just write a quick adjective, like for example for my character Chandra here that I'm currently coloring. I kind of wanted her to be calm and collected, but yet very stubborn in a sense. And I definitely want to see her in blues, because when it's a blue color, it kind of like represents a little bit of calmness to the character scheme. So you also have to think about what kind of color palette would you want. You want to be careful when you mix your light and dark colors. Go for complementary colors, I believe that's what it's called. And trust me when I say this, you do not want rainbow vomit. I'm speaking from experience, because when I used to design my own characters, when I first started, my characters were practically rainbow vomit with high saturated colors, and the color scheme was just horrible, color theory and all that stuff. When you're creating your character, be sure to do some research. Whether they are human or not, depending on what you want, it always helps when you're in the process of creating your characters, such as your face shape, the hairstyle, body shape, eyes, etc. With their physical appearance mostly. If you're basing off your characters from mythology, do some research where the mythology came from, what's its origin, what are they supposed to be in character-wise, like are they good, are they bad, and make sure you have to do what's the culture behind it, what is it seen as. I just repeated myself. Same goes for fairy tales. If you're making an adaptation of your character, do some research on where the fairy tale came from. For my character Shesha, for example, he came from Alice in Wonderland. So you want to do some research where the original story came from, and who's the original author, where does the author come from. For example, my character Shesha, like I said before, he's English from the United Kingdom, saying where the author wrote his book. If you want to base your characters off a genre, do some research of what their style is, what the fashion, like Western, Victorian, steampunk, ancient, modern, etc. And most importantly is that when you're basing your character off real life cultures, do a lot of research. I know for a fact, because I got some characters who are based off real life cultures, and I even had to look up my own culture, being Puerto Rican, because my character Crystal here, she's also Puerto Rican. I want to add that little common thing, and also there's not many Puerto Rican characters out there, so I wanted to represent Puerto Rican culture. So I had to do a lot of research of my own culture, which I barely know, unfortunately. Kind of sad here and there. But I learn as I go. So do a lot of research, and make sure you don't want to add any elements that is considered taboo or disrespectful. What's the do and don'ts when you make a character based off of actual culture in real life. Also ask friends if you're stuck, and maybe they can help you out. If they're a part of that culture, ask them a lot of questions and make sure that they're okay with it and all that stuff. And be sure just to have fun when you want to create your characters. Experiment. See what's best for your characters with their clothing and their choice in style. For example, Luna here, she's ancient, so you want to go for the ancient look. For me, I had a lot of fun when I designed Luna over here, because I definitely wanted her to have this galaxy look. So I added the galaxy dress, and I did her hair, making her hair as a galaxy as well, to resemble that she's part of the night, part of space, because she's the moon goddess in my story. And another example is Dante, and he's more of assassin-like character, and a lot of my friends got that right when they first saw him, so I'm like, yay! I actually nailed that. Anyways, let me go back to the third point of my topic. It's the silhouette test and the same face and body syndrome. So, since, for example, for this drawing, all my characters are chibi, you don't really have to worry about same body or same face syndrome, but when they're actually in like a real human-like anatomy, you would want them to have different body shapes. What makes them stand out with or without props. Let's see what else. Yeah, you just want to make sure that they don't have the same body shape as everyone else. There's a lot of notable examples in pop culture and all that stuff, so just be careful with that. Also, here's some tips if when you want to make a character and you do the silhouette test. That is making sure you blank out your character in a whole full color, usually maybe black or any solid color. But use a new layer or a separate piece of paper. For us digital artists, just make a new layer, use the magic wand tool, click on the outside of the characters and invert. And of course, with the new layer, as I said before, fill that space in so you can check out the silhouettes of your characters and see how they look. For traditional artists, I would suggest that you would draw your character on paper, whether it's 3/4 view or front view, those are usually the best ones, and get tracing paper. So you want to put it over your window when it's bright out, or even put it over your computer screen if you don't have a light box, and trace over and see how the silhouette does. Definitely saves time, especially when you have tracing paper, and it'll help you differentiate between different characters and see if you can recognize who's this character. If you want, you can also test it out with your friends and see if they recognize, okay, this character looks different from this one. They have a unique type of silhouette. And other than that, I think that's it. This is actually kind of scripted, so I'm a little bit awkward at that. I'm a little bit rambling here and there. Hope you don't mind. And thank you so much for watching this video. And stay tuned until the end because I got a very special announcement. And enjoy the music. Hey guys, here's my special announcement. This design is on my RedBubble. Just go to RedBubble under LunaLunestia, same username, and you can find my mug. And I got it just shipped, and it's great quality, amazing work, and the characters look so cute on it. If you're interested, go check out my RedBubble. I'll put the links down in the description below. Thank you.